This month, we're not about that TBR life. We're all about that MBR life. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizard Reads, and as always guys, I'm Andrew, and today I have got my June MBR here for you. But before we get into that, make sure you are liking and subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you can get regular updates when I put out new content. Also, make sure you're checking the description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord, as well as links to all my social media and information about my Patreon. And that said, guys, today this is the first MBR that I'm doing, and it's kind of split 50-50 because, you know, I've got ongoing buddy reads, I've got stuff that I want to complete, but then, like, I've got a bunch of review copies that I just have the freedom to read if I so choose. And it's a kind of sizable MBR. I keep wanting to say TBR, but I think it's doable. Now, let's start off with the patron stuff, which is all self-pub. I've got a lot of self-pub here this month because I kind of want to give myself the freedom to kind of lean into that self-pub. You know, here on the channel, like, I've been really falling in love with the self-pub community. And I've been noticing lately, like, the books that get dedicated reviews are self-pub books usually that I love. Like, it's wild. Like, the ratio recently on reviews that are traditional versus self-pub, I'm starting to lean heavily into self-pub, and it's making me super happy. But my patron, Mendelin, got to choose the book that I got to read. It kind of jumped anywhere up on the TBR, spin the wheel, do the whole shebang. And he chose We Are Legion, We Are Bob by Dennis E. Taylor. I've heard nothing but good things about this. I've been hearing about this since I joined or even discovered BookTube. So it's great to finally get to sink my teeth into it. So I'm excited to read that. And then, of course, we did the whole poll thing. And the winner was Philip C. Quintrell's The Rise of the Ranger, book 1 of the Echoes saga. A, look at this cover. B, it's not super long. It's actually got some pretty generous font in there. I've heard great things about this. A couple of my patrons I know have already read this, and I think that's why they voted on me to read it. And, I mean, it's 9 books in 5 years, I think, is what this author did. It's a completed series, and so I've got the first 5. So it's about time I jumped on in. I believe this one was on my most anticipated to start this year. And so it looks like we're going to be doing that. Okay, so let's get away from the self-pub stuff a little bit, and we'll talk ongoing buddy reads that I may continue to be a part of. I'm not entirely sure. Well, there's a couple that I have to be a part of. But then there's, 3 others, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buddy reads. So we've got right here The Price of Valor. This is book 2 in the Shadow Campaigns, which is being hosted over on the Library of Alexandria's Discord. It's his whole May campaigns kind of read along. I haven't started the first book yet. It should be next up for me to start. But I mean, it's Flintlock Fantasy. I've been craving some Flintlock Fantasy. Alan seems to love this. So here's hoping that if I love I believe it's called 1,000 Names, that I will continue on with this read-along. I may not. MBR, Embracing a New Lifestyle. And then I may continue on with the Dandelion Dynasty, because, it's time for book 3. We've been doing 1 a month. And so far I haven't yet read the second book, but again, everybody who is reading it is ranting and raving about it. I liked Grace of Kings. I've got a review for it filmed. I just need to get it up on the channel. And then, of course, I can continue doing reviews for that series. I intended to do reviews for all of the Wheel of Time books that I've been reading. And then that didn't happen. So, who knows. And then last month I read Wind Through the Keyhole and The Stand. The Stand was absolutely amazing. And Wind Through the Keyhole was not. But it is now time for book 5, Wolves of the Kala. And then I've only got 2 books left in there. But before I read Wolves of the Kala, I have heard that Wolves of the Kala spoils a specific Stephen King book, which would be Salem's Lot. So I want to make sure I read Salem's Lot first before I read Wolves of the Kala. So if I do end up reading Wolves of the Kala, I'm going to be reading Salem's Lot. I've wanted to read Salem's Lot for like 15 years. Wolves of the Kala because I didn't like Went Through the Keyhole or Wizard and Glass, I'm kind of meh on, but I really love The Stand. So, like, I'm loving all of the non-Dark Tower books, like the main entries that are written by Stephen King, but I'm not liking the Dark Tower books anymore. So, here's hoping that Wolves of the Calla can turn it around for me. We will see. And then one that I have to read. It's Assassin's Fate. This is the final book in the realm of the Elderlings. And as Robin Hobb is wont to do, the entire series has been just one gut punch after another. And I'm gonna be sad to be done and caught up and have no more stories. I know there's an Inheritance-like collection that has like short stories from the realm of the Elderlings. I might pick that up just for a little bit of flavor. Or I know there's the Wolful Princess and the Piebald Prince, which you're supposed to read around Tawny Man, and I didn't do that. But I'm going to be completing the Realm of the Elderlings, and I am sad about that. So this is also on our MBR. Although that one we can just chalk that up to a TBR, because I'm not going to read 15 books and then not finish the 16th. And then continuing on with the Great Wheel of Time reread on the Wizardly Duo Discord, we have got Book 5, The Fires of Heaven. I don't remember a whole lot about this one. It's been a while. And usually my strongest memories are with the first 4 books. Book 5 always gets a little hazy. I remember loving Book 5, and then I remember absolutely loving Book 6, and then hitting the slog. So I'm excited for Fires of Heaven, just to get that reminder of what it's all about. So yeah, we've got that one. Now, the rest is self-pub. And we've got On the Winds of Quasars by T.A. Bruno. His first book, The Orbit of Sirens, just got a finalist in the sci-fi self-pub kind of blog-off thing. That's kind of like the cousin to the SPFBO. So congratulations, T.A. I'm very, very happy for you. First book was really darn good. So I'm excited for that one. And I believe the third book is coming out here shortly. Then I have been wanting to read M.L. Spencer's. I actually just want to read more M.L. Spencer. And I've had this one for a while. And this is one of the few books that like I picked up on eBay signed. It is signed by M.L. Spencer. This is Chains of Blood. This is book 1 in the Chaos Cycle. Everybody talks about Dragon Mage, but I've never heard anybody mention the Chains of Blood duology. So I've got both books. So if I love this one, I want to dive into the second one and just get this one knocked out. Because frankly, like, Dragon Mage was so good that I'm just excited. And then I've got this one. This one I'm excited about. It's Sordanian, the Triumphary Revelations, book 1 by L.L. Stevens. The second book of this either just came out or is coming out. But, like, guys, listen to this. It's a fallen world is littered with corpses of broken god machines, and a sheltered, angry youth is destined to reawaken their power. But to embody a god, Sordanian must first learn to be human. Dorilian is blood-bound to the Rill, a quasi-living artifact that spans continents and empowers a privileged few to reap the riches of an entire civilization. Unfortunately, decades have seized control of the remaining god machines. Those privileged few aren't willing to give up their power, even if it means destroying the human bloodline to which Rill is tethered. That just sounds dope. And the author was very kind enough to send this to me. I'd entered a bunch of his giveaways, and I think he just took pity on me. But thank you so much. This book is stunning. Let's get in on that cover art a little bit. You see that, guys? This is beautiful. It is just absolutely gorgeous. This is probably one of the prettiest book covers I think I've got on my shelves. One of them. I've got a lot of pretty book covers. And then my good friend Kay from Kay's Hidden Shelf was talking about this. It's called Nomads of the Sea by Cody Zucker. And we were talking about the cover art and whether or not it like gave off romance vibes. And like she was like, well, when I first saw it, it gave off romance vibes, but now I really only see this main character. And I'm like, okay, well now you have my interest. It's a chunky boy, but it's in the Nissi archipelago. A civil war festers. Really, that's really all I needed to see. And it doesn't really scream romance because this guy is messed up. He's got like cuts on his face, cuts on his pecs. Don't get me wrong, he's ripped. But thank you very much to the author for sending this to me as a review copy. I really look forward to this. And then we've got another this cover is dope. This is Crown of Madness by Ryan G. Beatty. The author kind of reached out to me on Instagram and was like, hey, I think you might like this. It's very generous font, so it's shorter than it appears. This is The Grim Hunt, book 1 of 5. And just get in on that. Like, it's got the sword, but it's got, like, the glowing green eyes and the dragon face. That's just so awesome. Like, I love when a book can use cover to really good effect. So I'm hoping to read that one. And then the last book that is on this MBR is We Break Immortals by Thomas Howard Riley. I got this one a couple months ago on a Twitter giveaway, and it is beefy. It's supposedly just dark, in your face, and I've been excited for this one for quite some time. The blurb on the front says, if they see you coming, it's already too late. Kill them while you can. Like, that's just one heck of a hook. So I'm super excited to try and read all of these. And then, of course, if something's not working for me, the good thing about an MBR is I can just switch it up. And I can just kind of have that reading freedom to take a breath and be like, you know what? I don't want to feel constrained by this TBR. If it's not working, it's not working. And I can just move on and do something else. So I like the idea of an MBR. Because, frankly, finishing 16-book TBRs is stressful. And a lot of the times, like last month, I just slotted in 2 books on a series I hadn't touched in 2 years, wrapped it up, and felt amazing for 3 days. And, I think going forward for at least the next few months, we're going to be doing MBRs. That said, guys, let me know what you think of any of these. Which ones should I prioritize? Which ones would you love to see me get to? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, guys, till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.